Welcome back to Amp It Up. My name is Donna Bowling. I'm your host. And if this is your first time listening to this podcast, it's going to be a little bit different than it normally is. Look, I run my podcast my way. Okay? Just like you should run your podcast your way. I do it when I want, how I want, who I want. Okay? I don't have a boss. This is how it is. And what I love about that is it makes it more fun for me. It makes it more enjoyable. I enjoy doing it because I'm doing it my way. And this is literally how I show up in my life and my online content. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that my whole shtick and my whole jam is showing up as you. And someone told me the other day that it felt fluffy. Okay? Someone said, Donna, what you talk about feels fluffy. Now let's talk about that word really fast. Fluffy feels good to me when I think of something fluffy. Fluffy is like a dog, like a furry, fluffy dog, or like a fluffy blanket that like cozies you up when you're cold. Fluffy is not a bad thing. And sometimes we need fluff. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you need fluffy. If what I do is fluffy to you, then that's me. That means that you're not someone that, is my person. And that's okay. If you are looking for someone that is high level, crazy, metric related, KPIs, ROIs, blah, 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 da, 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 funnels, automation systems, high level, I'm not your person. I'm just going to be freaking honest, okay? I am done with pretending I am for the person that wants me to be someone that I'm not. I am this. I am someone that motivates the crap out of you. I inspire you, but I come from a place of experience. I come from a place of, I have gone through this before, and I know that you can get through this. So today's episode is literally sit down. I want you to sit down right now. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to relax those shoulders and pretend I'm standing behind you and I'm giving you a back massage. I'm giving you a shoulder massage. And usually when you think about a shoulder massage, what does that mean? What does a shoulder massage do? A shoulder massage relaxes you. It touches your soul. It makes you feel you're okay. You're being seen. You're being heard. And I'm giving you a shoulder massage right now. Because I want you to know that you're doing a freaking good job. Why? Because you're listening to this podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, I know that you're listening to other people's podcasts. I know that you're reading books. I know that you're listening to incredible, helpful content. I know that you're following important people on social media. I know that you're creating. I know that you're busy. I know that you're a doer. And I know that you're really freaking hard on yourself. How do I know that? Because we're the same. If you like me, we're the same. We're not exactly the same. You may not love the Peloton. You may not love, Nutella in bed or Real Housewives, but we are the same. We come from the same like-minded, like-valued heart. And I want to remind you something. You're not going to be right for everyone. They will think that you are too fluffy, too smart, too boring, too annoying, too loud, too this. But I'm telling you, I see you right now. I see you, and I know that you're struggling. And I also know that you need to hear sometimes that you're freaking killing it. I love taking those Peloton rides. The 10-minute Tabatas with Robin. Oh my gosh, they kick my butt, right? They're so hard. They go. 10 minutes, like insane. You can't breathe. You're sweating your ass off, right? And meanwhile, she says at the end of it, what you're doing in 10 minutes is more than what one person does in a week. Think about that. 10 minutes of a Tabata ride on a Peloton is more than what some people do physically in a week. So if you're just sitting here and listening to this podcast, I want you to know something. You're on the road to something great. You're on the road to something amazing. And it's not because it's my podcast. It's because you give a shit about getting better. It's because you give a shit about doing more. It's because you care and you want more for yourself and you know that you are made for it. And you know that where you are right now is good enough, but it's not where you want to end. You want more. And that's okay. It's okay to want more. You should want more. If you don't want more, that means you're just like, okay, in static land. That's not where we are. We're not going to live in static land. You need to consistently be reminded these things, because if you're like me, you will spiral often. You will go down a negative pathway. You will start to wonder why you're doing what you're doing. Why isn't it working? Why aren't you making the money? Why don't you have more followers? Why aren't your videos going viral? Why aren't you getting those gigs? Why not? And the reason why not is because there's something else out there that is meant for you that you have not yet found. It's like when you're dating. Okay, you can date around all the time. You can date around all the time and be heartbroken. Heartbroken, the one that got away. He was my love. He wasn't your love. You may have loved him, but he wasn't the right one for you, unless it's The Notebook. And then when you find that person, or when you find that gig, or when you find that client, or when you find that video, or when you find that book idea, or when you find that speech, and everything starts to go, you remind yourself that had you gone with that first person, had you gone with that first job, or that first client, or that first gig, or that first idea, it would have been so different. It would have been so different. And that's not where you're supposed to be. You have what you need out there for you. You just need to find it, right? You're in a scavenger hunt. You know what happens when you're in a maze or a scavenger hunt? Sometimes you find things, sometimes you find the right path, and sometimes you don't, and you have to start over. Sometimes you don't have to start over. You just have to go right instead of left so that you don't hit that dead end. But there's always a way. There's always an answer, and there's always a way. And a lot of times the hills get higher, and there's speed bumps, and there's roadblocks, and there's, barrels of hay in between you and your destination, but you still get there. Right? I just thought this morning, I woke up and I said, I need to release a podcast today on a Tuesday. I don't do Tuesdays normally. I did a Friday last week. I'm doing a Tuesday today because it's my podcast. I want to remind you guys that you're doing a really good job. And if that is fluffy, so be it. Maybe I am fluffy. I want to be that fluffy blanket around you. I think we need people like that in our lives. I have people like that in mine. I have people like that in mind that really just, they encourage the shit out of me, and they tell me that I am doing a good job, and they give me suggestions to do more, and they let me, know that it's not over. But you also have to be aware that half the battle is remembering this without hearing it from me. Half the battle is reminding yourself this on your own. Telling yourself on a daily basis that you're freaking awesome. If you didn't get the job, it's not because you suck. It's because you didn't get the job. If your launch failed, it's not because you're bad. It's because your launch failed. Maybe your messaging needs rejiggering. Maybe the price is off. Maybe the audience is off. But it's not because you suck. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you guys have been paying attention at all, I have my personal branding bootcamp. It is open this week. I want you in there. I need you in there to, work with me and get that energy that you need from me, that motivational energy. I want to help you find that thing that you feel like you're having a hard time finding. Are you struggling? Are you struggling to find that thing? Let me help you. I help you find your star factor, the thing that makes you different than anyone doing what you do. So that you can go out there and you can kick ass. Just like you were meant to kick ass. All right, I love you guys. Happy Tuesday.